The sun was sinking behind Vodafone Park, its orange glow brushing across the stands that once thundered with cheers for a boy who had become a symbol of Beşiktaş's future. Now those same seats sat silent, heavy with questions. Semih Kılıçsoy walked through the tunnel slowly, his boots echoing against the cold concrete. Each step felt like a goodbye. Once, he was the pride of the academy, the hometown prodigy who scored with ease, who carried the energy of a new generation. But football is a cruel storyteller. It gives you fame too soon, pressure too fast, and choices that can rewrite your destiny in a single headline. Rumors had spread through Istanbul like wildfire. Semih was leaving. And not just leaving Beşiktaş, but leaving behind a story that had barely begun. At just 19, he stood at a crossroads, stay and fade under the weight of expectation or take a leap into the unknown. Every young player dreams of Europe, of proving themselves under brighter lights and louder stadiums. But few understand the cost, isolation, doubt, and the haunting question, did I do the right thing? Tonight, as Semih packed his bags, that question echoed in his mind. He wasn't just trading clubs. He was trading comfort for challenge, home for risk, familiarity for a test that could either make or break him. And as the cameras turned toward him, the nation held its breath. Was this a bold move for growth or a mistake born of impatience? Because in football, sometimes the greatest battles happen not on the pitch, but in the heart. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because this isn't just another transfer story. This is about ambition, identity, and the cost of chasing a dream. Semih Kılıçsoy's story is one of talent and timing. Born in 2005 in Gazi Osman Pasha, Turkey, he joined Beşiktaş's academy at just 11 years old. From his earliest days, scouts knew he had something rare, a combination of raw finishing, strength, and vision uncommon in players his age. He climbed through the youth ranks, breaking records and drawing comparisons to Turkish legends before him. In 2022, he signed his first professional contract, and by the next year, he was making appearances for the senior team. The hype was real. Semih was the next big thing. But as his star rose, so did the pressure. Critics questioned whether he could handle the expectations that came with being Beşiktaş's golden boy. Every missed chance became a headline, every quiet game a social media storm. The 2024-25 season brought more struggle than success. Goals were harder to come by, and confidence began to slip. That's when whispers began. Maybe he needed a fresh start. Maybe his development had stalled in Turkey. Then came the shock. Semih Kılıçsoy was leaving Beşiktaş for Italy. In August 2025, the deal became official. Semih joined Cagliari on loan, with an option to buy for around $12–14 million. For Beşiktaş, it was a smart business move. They'd keep a 20% resale clause and protect themselves financially if he exploded in Serie A. But for Semih, it was personal. This wasn't just a transfer, it was a test. Serie A is no easy playground. It's a league defined by structure, tactical depth, and defenders who don't give young forwards an inch. For a teenager, adjusting to that pace, to that mentality, is like learning a new language, both literally and figuratively. Early reports from Italy suggested he was starting with the U20 squad to regain match rhythm. No goals yet, no assists, and questions were already being raised. Had he moved too soon? Some fans feared he'd disappear into the shadows, lost in the crowd of European prospects who never quite found their footing abroad. Still, fate has a way of giving second chances. When Cagliari's senior striker Andrea Bellotti suffered an injury, doors began to open. Coaches reportedly reconsidered Semih for the first team, eager to see what he could bring under pressure. And maybe that's exactly what he needs, pressure. Because while comfort can build confidence, pressure builds players. If Semih can adapt to Italy's rhythm, learn its intensity, and find consistency, this move could transform his career. But if he fails to adjust, if homesickness or bench time drains his energy, the dream could quickly become a nightmare. For every Arda Güler who shines abroad, there are dozens of stories that end quietly, talents lost between two worlds. The difference often comes down to mental strength. Does Semih have that steel inside him? Watching his interviews and his hunger on the field, you can sense it. He's not done fighting. The truth is, this decision can't be judged by statistics alone. It's about growth. Beşiktaş fans might feel betrayed, but even they know the Turkish league can sometimes limit young talent. Staying would have meant safety, but also stagnation. Moving abroad might hurt now, but it opens doors that could change his life. Sometimes a player has to break away to come back stronger. And Semih's courage to leave at 19, despite the noise and criticism, speaks volumes about his ambition. This isn't the story of a boy running away, it's the story of a player daring to dream bigger. In the coming months, all eyes will be on him. Every touch, every minute on the pitch, every goal or miss will shape the narrative. Will he become the next Turkish star to conquer Europe, or another name filed under what could have been? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, this move marks the beginning of a new chapter, not the end of one. Semih Kılıçsoy has left Beşiktaş, but the spirit that made him who he is, that hunger, that fearlessness, travels with him. And maybe, just maybe, Italy is where that spirit finally finds its stage. Semih Kılıçsoy leaves Beşiktaş. But did he make the right move? Maybe, because sometimes the right move isn't the easiest one. Sometimes it's the one that hurts, the one that scares you, the one that forces you to grow. For Semih, this is that moment. His future won't be decided by one season, one goal, or one mistake. It will be defined by how he responds to this challenge. So as we watch his journey unfold in Cagliari, remember, every legend starts with a leap of faith. And this might just be his. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into football's biggest what-ifs, rising stars, and untold journeys. Leave your thoughts below. Will Semih shine in Serie A, or will Beşiktaş regret letting him go? The story is just beginning.